Okay, everybody, and I thought I would do another video when I got to 94th. I'd already pre-made some armor and stuff. So I got them up to 110,000 damage per second, which is insane. I upgraded these pants, right? And you'll notice all my resistances on normal level are just about maxed right out. The only thing that's sort of is the piercing and chaos, which anyway, do that. I'll just run through the armor and weapons and stuff and just do a second, and if you want, you pause the video and you can have a look. I haven't changed this weapon yet either because all the +1 skills to wizard, but I probably will find a better weapon shortly, you know, and that'll add to the DPS. Okay. There. This here. Up there. Up there. Up there. Up there, up there, and up there, and then this thing. It's +1 to all skills. And by doing that, okay, I could have more DPS and be squishy, okay? But by doing the +1 to all skills, one of the things that ends up happening is you'll see this red stuff. This is some kind of bug or something, but and they'll be maxed out at 22, and if you add one more to it, you don't get more than 22. But there's a skill point you can remove when you go to that special person that does the point rebates and stuff, and you get a point back. So then you can put it into stuff like here, right? So I went right across the board and did all this, and I found that even when I put Fire Mastery on, it gave me 10 points. It gave me like 3,000 or 4,000 DPS per second, which I was like a bit amazed. So I was trying to figure out how that worked, but anyway. Right? This was cool because it gave +4% maximum to all resistances, which that is actually pretty good. And the 6% to physical resistance. And just to give you an idea how fun this now is, considering that I thought this would be a lost cause kind of class. I was reflecting damage back at me, and I reflected it back at him. That was funny. Don't do this on a potato PC. This is starting to, on my 3070, it gets that spot's always laggy no matter what you're using. But on other areas, like if I go to twin, I'll show you in a second here. I'll show you some real lag. Oh, there's a nemesis. There are monsters that pop on the board now and then because you're so hated by the factions. And factions are seen here. So I can get a nemesis from Ethereals, the Arcovian Undead, or Beasts. Alright? This also shows you where you're honored or not honored or whatever, right? And the little plus means you got a writ with them so that you're trying to increase it. I just use other character classes for stuff. That way I don't have to piss around that much with that. Oh yeah, I was going to show you what lag is all about. We'll do that quick and then, you know, this is just nuts. Here we go. I wonder if OBS can even do this. La 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 la. It's gonna take a time to load, and then there's just gonna be a massive fight, like forever. I'll probably level over here. See, right there. He's taking damage. So many of them. The bees! Oh, here comes the nemesis. Here he is. I hate this one. I used to anyway. See, they turn into multiple ones. There. You're dead now, boy. That's why I like doing that. You get purples from there. Look at this shit. It's just, it's I don't even worry about loot. Maybe I'll turn that off just for now. Here we go. I'm behind me, nemesis. This guy's not too bad. This turns into a big numpty here. Good. Worry about it. Oh, the leg is real. All the bees down there, eh? Here they come. Trying to kill everything. This isn't the highest difficulty. There's about 4 or 5 more levels above this. I just don't think OBS and my PC could handle it, that's all. I can handle it, the character class can handle it, it's just... Damn it. Die. Everybody die. Push. Run. Run, Rabbit, run. Yeah. I gotta go all the way up here and around. Are you kidding me? Sign this stupid thing. Terrible. A lot of tokens that you get if you're looking for loot. More damage. That's max. Let's just keep adding armor to myself. So anyway, this is a look at what's happening with that class that I thought was going to be real hard to deal with because of equipment. Oh, you get a token from that, it's like 16 blues. This is how you get tokens, by the way. Look at them all. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. See? Yeah, I've been at it a little bit. That's just loot that I've got since doing this. And there's purples in there and stuff like that. Now, mind you, I probably might look at a different weapon to see if I can find something +1 for, you know, at level 90 for this weapon that's probably from, I've been using since level 50, you know? It's just with that +1 to all wizard skills. It's a bit OP, and that 124% elemental and burn and frost burn and electrocute is actually stuff that the character actually uses. The frost stuff is like a retaliation shield. You get hit and it zaps out this cold that freezes things. That's why things are having such a hard time hitting me. And that skill, I'll show you guys, comes from this tree right here. This right here. It's the retaliation in between them, and that's popping. Cold retaliation right there. Right? And then you got this, which just adds more armor. But it's got ice bolt on there too, right? When I get hit by a ranged attack, it does this. You know? And then you got this one here, which is at 19 out of 20. Right? Look at that. That's crazy damage. And on here we have, it's almost 19 out of 20. Where's the other one? This one's at 19 out of 20. And on this shield, we have an extra 2100 damage absorption. Okay. Storm armor. Look at that, eh? Woohoo! That's what I say, guys. This is not a bad build. Turned out alright. The only problem I have is there's a bug in the game that none of my other characters seem to have that, I'll show you. If I go here and go right south and keep going south, not to the left, but to the south, the game will crash. I don't know why. And I made the mistake that if you go up to Barrelholm and there's a quest to get this item, if you deal with them, they ask you to go kill somebody whom you might have to go back here and go south of here, and then there's an issue. Yeah. So the point being is, don't deal with Barrelholm, kill the evil people, and life goes on. Then you don't have that issue. So whatever the bug is won't affect anything else anymore. I've done that with a new character, and it just, okay. He's now off onto the extra part of the map there, higher up, which is, he's up around here. Wait a minute. He's up in here now. Alright. Home watch. I forget what that was. Oh yeah. He's about up in here, starting to do quests in Malmouth now. Anyway, we'll start a new class in a day or so. I just want to make sure that the next one's kind of viable too. There's lots of them. Pretty much, you can have fun with any class, okay? Especially if you play with another player that has some buffs to other players. You can do that. Each class can have a little give to another, and then you're really OP to have a lot of fun. It's finally telling me I reached level 95. That's how far behind the game is. This XP thing will go for about another, I don't know. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. You don't lose any if you stop the game and clear it. It just stops recording it. But anyway, I wanted to show this because I'll work myself to 100th level eventually, but this class is the only thing is I'm going to end up doing is, where is it? Oh, maybe adding another, what is that, adding 6 points per point, so 5 points. Oh, I won't even get that. I'll get 4 points there, maybe 5, so 5 times 6, another 30 armor, right? But it adds to the cold damage thing. Which, anyway, go down here and get rid of my stuff.
So you found...
I was watching somebody else play a live stream of Mafia 2, the game. That was kind of an interesting thing.
Got something you need stashed.
Oh, boy. Out of there, out of there. Not down here, not down here. This over here. Okay. Is that purple? No. This up here. That's purple. That's purple. That's a purple. Lots of purples. These are ones I can use. So there's 3, 6, so about 50% chance getting 3 or 4, which is the equivalent of almost doing all of this. Just from these little guys. It's almost to the point now where why do I bother collecting blue stuff now? Like why collect the green? I get so much money. You know? Like you start you do this happens in phases, right? Where you end up whatever. Oh, and I'll show you how to once you reach kill off the warden. It used to be before, but once you kill off the warden, this guy appears. Okay, down over here. There's a guy here, and then you can go and click on that, right? And if you have a guy like this one who has tons of money, right? You can go over to this guy in between here, and you can go, I wish to purchase, and you can put 2.5 million into 5 stacks, and you go, oh, what's that do? Well, it makes this, and then you can go over to your inventory.
Got something you need stashed.
Put it in your shared inventory for your next guy. So as soon as you go up that right-hand side and kill the warden, you got 2.5 million credits. So then you don't have to worry about bloody money. You know, there are some quality of life things, and the armor at level 1 that I always use, just in case anybody doesn't remember. I think it was this one. Okar. It's either that or NCF.
I do the best I can with what I've got.
Okay, so it must be NCF.
Don't get killed out there.
Or it might be turned down on where's the NCF? There you are. The Grim Dawn one. Huh. Trying to remember which one that was. Yeah, there it is. So there's the coat, right? Level 1. The boots, level 1. Right? Gaze, level 1. And the mantle, level 1. And at level 10, if you're paying attention to some of the other videos I've done, there's a spot where you can get a level 10 ring that gives 15% to all damage and does a bunch of other stuff, right? And you can just restart the game and go back over there and get another ring. Or use a different class. If they ever stop you doing that, just use a second class and go get a second ring, and then you got 2 rings, and then just keep them, you know. And then you got a set. Right? So by level 10, you're doing OP damage to begin with, and you shouldn't have any problems on leveling till level 20 or 30, and around 35, 40 is when you really got to start thinking about your actual class choices and replacing that armor. So I've gone as high as 75 with these things just to see how viable they can keep going. But, you know, just to give you an idea, right? +1 to all skills, right? Where is it? This one, +2 to all skills. Right? What was the other one? It was it hands? No. Was it belt? I forget. It was one other thing, but you see, there's at least +3 to skills there where I was only getting +1. So you'll end up losing, and you'll have less armor. Right? Like, I'm just wondering, is there a higher level version of that? That's 83, right? No, there isn't. That's a pretty darn good one to have for a lot of different classes, to tell you the truth. 74% to poison and acid, and a maximum +4. I mean, that just got rid of me needing to put anything on any other piece of armor, you know? And then it allows you to strengthen up the rest of your shit, right? I mean, I could take a little less damage here. See, and that's the other one. With this armor, you're actually getting +2 to all skills because you've got a Zod rune. Aha. I mean, I could take and put something different instead of primal water there to do other stuff in around here, right? And just to show you, I got a little area where I'm
Safe
storing
storage,
that
no
stuff
questions
over
asked.
here, right? See here, Pierce Retaliation. All right, we got. Let's see, where's another one? Just type in chest. Right. So I can take attack and casting speed, which would actually add some damage. Because the casting, the faster you can cast, the more damage you're going to do. Physical and bleeding resistance, that's pretty good, right? Put me up to 27% physical, and bleeding would be 14%. Now the reason why you want, see where it says over the maximum, because when you go up difficulties from the
I'll keep an eye
normal
on this.
then to I think it's elite or ultimate and then elite, right? Each time you go up, you lose some resistances. Okay? And you're going to find that on the very top one of those, this guy will be a little bit more squishy. However, right, you don't need to have as many of the mobs and the monsters as this is here, so that you can go run around and do stuff easily without, you just got to pay attention. You don't not pay attention and get yourself hurt, right?
I'll give you a good price of what I've got left.
Getting there. I never use these things, but I do use these ones for different classes. It'll
Iron
depend
will
on
spend.
the class that you use. If you have any other questions, let me know. Oh, skill points. I'll just let you see that for a minute. You can see what I used here. Right? And there is a variation, okay, that I have of the Archmage that I was scrolling through. I have like 200-300 of these where I was experimenting, and sometimes I only go to like level 15 and go, I don't like this one. This is not fun. And then try something else. But I came across an enchanter who had 160,000 DPS, and it was a lot similar to this class. The only difference is instead of sorceress, it was a different one. So there's variations of this where I'm assuming, I think you take something like Storm, right? And then you have, you know, a lot more stuff that you have, because Titan Quest, right, in the thing here, has a lot more stuff, plus a store, right? So lower level, like you start out, you can get all that big money, and what I do, okay, just as a hint, right, when you go in here
Okay,
and you see you got 1,000, okay, first thing you do is you hit this one, okay, it does this, do it again, and what it does is you got 111 there and 1,000 there. Well, you don't need 1,000 of those. You'll get more, but that 1,000 is worth 40,000 coin. And the same thing here, right? You'll notice this, right? Oh, there's another 1,000. So you put these aside over here for a second, and then you put them over here beside this, and you can start out with a huge chunk of money, and you can get yourself all yellow and greened out. And when you go and use a store from one of these mods, right, they usually are greens. Okay, they start out with greens. There's no yellows in these ones. Okay, that's the key thing that you start out with. Then you're way ahead of the game to begin with, right, in making your fun. And it's just getting that first character class to 100 to do a lot of this stuff, right? And you got to complete the whole game to get that access to that low car level 1 stuff. Okay, that you got to do that at least once, and then you're good to go. These are little tips that you get, right? And sometime next year, I'm assuming probably by summer they'll have another expansion for this. And just to give you an idea, I'm in an expansion area right now, and this was the expansion here, and it went all the way up into here, right? This is what I mean. When they do an expansion, they do an expansion. Right? Like, look at how much this is. Woohoo! This is not Diablo 3. This is not Diablo 2. It's bigger, much bigger. Yeah, I can't get up there now. The only way I could do that with this character would be to have someone multiplayer and me to play with them and them to do the barrel home quest, kill the guy, and us to go through it, and then I would then get the access to that, the rift points, the rift gates. Yeah.
I'll keep your stash safe.
It gets messy. All this. I went through 3 of these to get lots of this done, because I needed more of these than I did it before I got to the 94th level. I did 3 sets. I did this one upgraded. I upgraded these boots, and there was one other item I upgraded, and I can't remember. And the shoulders, I think. I still haven't looked around really heavy duty on weapons, but I'm sure I could probably find something better that would make them do even more crazy shit. Just
I'll
fine.
keep an eye on this.
One of the things you always do is you look at this silly thing here.
I do the best I can with what I've got.
See? The difference is that you don't use tokens for this. You gotta find the item in the game, which makes it kind of fun because you gotta go running around finding it. I usually use a real tough character and go blast away at stuff. You just scroll down. See, that one's not so bad, but it doesn't have the +1 dome, the wizard thing, right? 20% to attack speed. Whoa. This one's not so bad. It's got +2 to thunderstorm, so you would get 2 things points back. The 7 to 20 to lightning isn't a bad thing. And then you got lightning, electrocute, or this one has all that. Still not it. There it is. See, I'm using the same kind of weapon, fire, cold, and lightning, right? Fire, cold, and lightning. This one does more damage, but I might try it, but the problem is I then lose the +1 to all skills in wizard, in which case then I'd have to spend time reorganizing my points again, which then I don't know whether that works out in the end, because how many skill points in wizard is there?
Go on now.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'd have to come up with 9 points, right? Well, then I gotta go back over here and get rid of a few over here, right? All for that weapon.
Got any more scrap metal?
And then I would get 2 back, so I could actually get rid of 4 or 5 points. That's if I'm using warmth and glacial spike, which I can't remember offhand. But the 300% to those will be more, right? And what do you need for that? You need a wizard spike. Where's the wizard spike? I'm assuming.
Don't get killed out there. Or you can do it this way. Same thing. If you wanted to use tokens. See, some of this is cross-pollinating. It's weird. So really, I would just do this. It's just ancient wizard's spike. That's not so bad, but you lose again. I lose 9 points in wizardry, right? To gain stuff. It's one of those things where you'd have to test out and see how the build works to see if it's something you want to try. Because what I will say is that ever since I started adding points into here and cold and fire and into here a bit, it just seems like nothing can hurt me. And I gotta say, it's probably something to do with that added armor. Right, that's 150 armor, and then there's another 282 armor, and then when you go over here, armor rating, right? Like, chances to get hit are not very high. Chance to hit a certain area, right? So the worst is the chest. And you could probably play around with that too. Now, mind you, if you wanted to do it more, and you were doing it with a group, what I would say is get yourselves into doing stuff with sets. There's a different way of playing the game then, right? Because a set piece of armor might give buffs to you in the party, right? And then you play more of a role, okay, for your class, right? Whether it's DPS or tank or, you know, that maybe a healer type, right? But they all have a little bit of everything in them no matter what, right? So that's sort of a thing. And that's with a health regeneration of 106, right? But I have an item, this one, does this shit. Where was it? Did I put that on there yet or no? There was one I was looking at. Where was it? Was it this thing? Nope. Nope. There was something I had. I don't remember. There it is. Prismatic barrier. Okay? Whenever I get hit, look at my resistances. 12 seconds. Boom. Up by 35%, practically everything. That makes you a little bit OP. That's nice. So if I can get my max, if I find something else that can give me more maximums, boom, it would make you almost invulnerable in some cases to some stuff, right? Anyway, guys, we'll call that a video, and everyone have a good day. Take care now.